Between June of 1996 and April of 1997, Jamal al-Fadl, an al-Qaeda operative from al-Qaeda's first meeting in the late 1980s until 1995, tells the United States everything he knows about al-Qaeda. He becomes a defector, and before al-Fadl's debriefings, U.S. intelligence had amassed thick files on bin Laden and his associates and contacts. However, they had no idea just how many pieces fit together before al-Fadl told them everything. A U.S. official quoted in John Miller's book, The Cell, said, "After al-Fadl, everything fell into place. We just had no idea how the inner workings of al-Qaeda came to be." The New Yorker will later call Jamal al-Fadl arguably the United States' most valuable informant on al-Qaeda. FBI agent Dan Coleman will later say about al-Fadl, "He's been very, very important to us. When it comes to understanding al-Qaeda, he's the Rosetta Stone." FBI agent Mike Antosev will similarly say, "He spoke to us in great detail, and everything that he told us panned out." CIA officials debrief al-Fadl for a month and a half. Then the CIA hands him and the transcripts of all their interviews with him over to the FBI. Coleman and U.S. prosecutor Patrick Fitzgerald interrogate Jamal al-Fadl at a U.S. military base in Germany for months. Roughly between November of 1996 and April of 1997, al-Fadl tells the FBI about, quote, the historical background of al-Qaeda. Al-Fadl was one of al-Qaeda's founding members. The date, August 11th through the 20th of 1988. The structure of al-Qaeda and its leadership composition. Al-Qaeda's objectives and direction. Its financial infrastructure and networks. Al-Fadl had extensive knowledge of this because he worked as an al-Qaeda financial officer. Its connections and collaboration with other terrorist groups and supporters. Its activities against U.S. soldiers in Somalia. Its activities in Bosnia. Al-Fadl was sent there on several missions from 1992 to 1993. The Al-Kifa Refugee Center, al-Qaeda's most important charity front in the United States, as al-Fadl worked there in the 1980s. Bin Laden's efforts to acquire weapons of mass destruction. Al-Fadl was personally involved in an effort to buy uranium for al-Qaeda. And Bin Laden's plans to attack either inside the United States or U.S. embassies. Al-Fadl continues to help U.S. intelligence until the current day. For instance, in 2000, he will help U.S. officials capture his brother-in-law, Mohammed Suleiman al-Naif, who is said to be close to Dr. Ayman al-Zawahiri. Al-Naif will eventually be sentenced to 10 years in prison in the United States. Al-Fadl will have no knowledge of the 9/11 plot, but he continues to identify captured al-Qaeda operatives after 9/11. Interestingly, al-Fadl, a Sudanese citizen, will later claim that he worked with the Sudanese intelligence agency with the direct approval of Osama bin Laden.